I was 18 the summer after high school when I got a side gig as a part-time janitor at the school I had just graduated from. It was decent money, especially for someone who just wanted gas in their car and enough left over for late-night fast food. The job was simple: sweep, mop, take out the trash. Sometimes I worked early mornings, sometimes late nights, depends on who needed the hours more. And because it was summer, the school was usually dead quiet. No students, barely any staff. Some days I'd have the entire building to myself by 6 p.m. I'd sweep a few halls, fiddle around on my phone, and sneak out early. It wasn't like there were cameras to catch me, not yet. Back then, the building hadn't been upgraded with modern security systems. No motion sensors, no security cams in the halls. Just keypads on the doors and creaky fluorescent lights that flickered like they were dying. One Thursday evening, I came in for a night shift. Tom, the lead janitor, and my supervisor had to leave early. He tossed me the master keys and said, "Just finish the gym and take those extra chairs down to storage. Then lock up, text if anything weird happens." I remember nodding, already planning to do the bare minimum. It was nearly 9 p.m. and the entire school had that unsettling silence. The kind that makes you hear your own heartbeat if you stop walking. After sweeping the main hallway, I made my way to the gym. The chairs from some orientation event were stacked along the wall. Tom wanted them taken down to the basement storage area. Not the most fun task, but fine, I just wanted to get it done and clock out. I grabbed about 5 chairs and carried them through the building toward the stairwell that led to the basement. That part of the school was the worst. No windows, dim lights, and cold, always cold. Like the sun never touched that part of the building. The storage room was even worse. It was huge and cluttered, lined with metal shelves, broken desks, outdated projectors, random sports equipment, and art supplies. There were at least a dozen human-sized artist mannequins, all covered in dusty drop cloths, just standing around like forgotten sentinels. I dropped the chairs by the wall and left. When I came back with another batch, something was off. One of the mannequins wasn't covered anymore. The drop cloth that had been draped over it was lying in a heap beside it, as if it had been pulled off and tossed aside. I froze. I know I hadn't touched it, and I remember clearly all of them were covered the first time I came down. My stomach dropped, and I instinctively glanced behind me, as if expecting to see someone watching. I texted Tom immediately. Me, "Hey, I think someone's in the basement." Tom, "What? What do you mean?" Me, "One of the art mannequins. The sheet's off now." There was a long pause before he finally replied, "Tom, no one else should be there. Just you." I stood still for a second, trying to decide if I was overreacting. That's when I noticed it. In the far corner of the room, just barely outside the circle of overhead light, another cloth was piled awkwardly, not draped over anything, just slumped. But it was sitting weirdly high off the floor, like something was underneath it. I inched toward it, holding my breath. About 5 feet away, I stopped. It moved, just a subtle shift, like breathing. Like someone was crouching beneath the cloth, trying to stay still. My blood turned to ice. I turned and bolted up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time, and slammed the basement door shut. I locked it and backed away, panting. My hands were shaking as I texted Tom again. Me, someone is under a cloth, hiding. Tom, call the cops. I'm not coming back. Me, dude, I'm serious. Tom, so am I. Be a man. Handle it, right. I stood there for maybe 5 minutes, just staring at the locked door. My curiosity battled with my sense of self-preservation. Finally, like an idiot, I went back down, only this time the cloth was gone. It was spread flat on the ground like nothing had been under it at all. No movement, no breathing, just silence. I was about to convince myself that maybe I imagined the whole thing when I heard it. Clang, metal, above me. I looked up slowly and saw the ceiling vents, the long aluminum ducts that crisscrossed the basement ceiling shuddering slightly, another metallic clang, and then an indentation formed in the vent cover above me, like something had kicked it from the inside. Another kick, louder this time. Something was in the vents. I took one step back. The cover banged again, harder. A groaning sound echoed from within the duct. It wasn't mechanical. It sounded human, but not right. I stood frozen, heart thudding against my ribs, watching those dents grow deeper as whatever was inside tried to break through. And then silence. No more banging, no more movement. Just silence. I didn't wait to see what happened next. I ran. I locked the basement again, grabbed my stuff, and left the school without finishing my shift. I didn't even care about the pay at that point. The next day, Tom asked me if I finished the chairs. I lied and said yes, told him I thought I saw something in the dark corner. But it was nothing. I didn't tell him about the vents or the cloth or the thing that was breathing under it. That was my last week on the job anyway, whatever happened down there. I didn't want it to follow me home, but sometimes when I lie in bed at night, I imagine the sound of metal ducts squeaking and wonder if that thing ever got out.